So, ladies and gentlemen, it's 2024 and Happy New Year greetings to each and every single one of you. I cannot wait personally to see what this year has in store for me and for you. I wonder which celebrity is going to be coming out of their very woke closet and declaring, you now need to call me she, he, they, them.
I'm retarded?
And what conspiracy theories will be uncovered or maybe covered before our very own eyes? And speaking of conspiracy theories, the moron who ordered Miss Julie Banderas at Fox News to cover up her cleavage because it was steaming up the camera.
Don't get too close to the set, it steams up the camera.
Poor Miss Banderas, just celebrating being a biological woman and only to be told, you can't do that anymore. What a shame, because she's gone from this to now this. It's like a real life MCU movie all over again. And I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen, if I am watching a news program that is utterly disastrous and bleak and dystopian, and the sight of Miss Banderas and her ample cleavage is reassuring me, trust me, I'll take that any day of the week.
At the moment, the House Intel Committee members joining the president, the Republicans saying they want Adam Schiff to resign his leadership post. So it's a brand new hour. I'm Bill Hemmer live here in New York. Sandra's got the day off. How you doing over there, Julie?
I'm doing. All right.
Well, space fans, exciting news, huh? And there's even more in part 2.
I'm coming for you, boy. I'm coming hard.
I'm like getting the feeling of coming in the gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home. I'm getting the feeling.
In the ass end of space, even aliens watch Jason King with Kung Fu Hot Dog. Duke Nukem likes this guy.
Spider-Man 2, starring Peter Parker. No, sadly, it's not the case.
Something, and then I think that eventually leads to that conversation they have at the very end, like, hey, go beat Pete for a while. I got this.
For me, that was the thing, right? I didn't catch the fact that...
Yeah, the fuss I've heard about this game where Peter Parker is told by his younger successor that he can go to a retirement home now, enjoy family life, enjoy Mary Jane with a lantern jaw. Because honestly, if I saw my wife looking like that, I'd be like, you know what, love, it was nice knowing you. Divorce papers, I'm on my way now to Bermuda. Bye. Yeah, Miles Morales is all caught up now. He knows how to handle Dr. Octopus and the Green Goblin and the Kingpin and the other assortment of supervillains coming his way, because Peter Parker will be far, far away. I wouldn't care less what happens to Miles Morales, and neither would we.
That it was the crossover with one, but for me it was the baton pass where I knew we were getting to, without knowing, getting to
what the BLM baton.
Yeah. One of the things I want to bring up, talking about, emotionally resonant moments in the game. One that really hit for me is all the Haley stuff.
Says the guy who's representative of diversity. Well done. Bravo, sir. Bravo.
Culminating in doing the mission where you're playing as Haley and you get that experience. But even building up to that and around.
So the experience I want is to play a deaf, diverse, very SJW character like Haley and walk around the neighborhood and not hear anything, because yes, the game makes you play as a deaf person, even though you might have normal hearing anyway.
It's authentically done and very well realized. Like, what was all that like for you guys?
All the buzzwords, authentic. You got to get authentic in there. If you don't get that in there, you don't get your next ESG paycheck for next year.
I will tell you, so when we sent the review code out, I was like, I wanted, there was a part where I wanted to write a note going, please play the Haley mission.
Yeah, this Brian Intihar guy, who's the head of developer for Insomniac Games, he's a real wokester. I mean, these are the same people that gave us Sunset Overdrive in 2014.
It's a f***ing video game.
Still one of my all-time favorite games, but now he sat here on this panel just making out and not actually caring about people who are fans of the 2018 Spider-Man game.
Please play that, because I was
no, please
really,
don't.
really
I don't want to play
again.
it.
That's an example of
I actually want to play a Spider-Man game that stars Peter Parker as Spider-Man.
there was not at the beginning of development. There was no Haley mission. There was no Haley playable. Like that's.
But of course, the ESG check was waving in your face. Put the Haley mission in. Put the Haley mission in. It's amazing. People paid $70 for this game on the PlayStation 5. Only to be duped by the fact that you're not playing as Peter Parker Spider-Man, you also have to play as Miles Morales Spider-Man. On top of that, you get to play as Haley for a short mission, and then you get to play as Lantern Jawed Mary Jane Parker. Or is it Watson? I'm not caught up with the Spider-Verse these days because seriously, I'm just bowed out of that shit. Oh, wait, no, let's not do that. You know the Mary Jane missions from the first Spider-Man game in 2018? How she would get killed every time she gets caught out by the bad guys? Well, this time round, and I'm not going to show that gameplay because it's so goddamn awful, she's super-powered Mary Jane. Should have been Mary Sue at this point. Why didn't she have the middle name of Sue, not Jane? But this is the part where Brian Intihar does not give a shit about fans' protestations about those former MJ missions.
MJ missions. Where do I begin?
Well, where you probably could have began, Mr. Intihar, is go back to the drawing board, scrap the MJ missions, and fill the rest of Spider-Man 2 with, I don't know, maybe Spider-Man gameplay, perhaps?
I heard all the feedback.
And you ignored it, didn't you? Because you're a moron.
We heard all the feedback.
Of course you did.
Says Greg Miller, the man who had no problem being on IGN many years ago, being very un-PC, and now he's the other side of the woke cloud, ladies and gentlemen. He nods his head in unison with his co-partner presenter because he has to agree to ESG.
I felt like we were saying, okay, yep, everybody just wants to see Spider-Man and...
Yes, because when I get a Batman game, I want to play as Batman, kicking ass the Joker and his buffoons. I don't want to get a Batman game where, I don't know, you get to play as the not-so-sexy version of Harley Quinn anymore because they've dialed her down too much, haven't they?
Whatever, like, who cares about the perspective of seeing the world from a non-superhero standpoint? I was like, whatever.
Which is kind of a bit racist when you think about it, because then if you're saying we've got to see a perspective from a girl's point of view, then that means Miles Morales' point of view is not worthy either. Isn't that right, Insomniac Games? The people who put the wrong country flag in their game to appease an audience that might feel insulted if they weren't acknowledged.
It was really important to show that she is a capable hero in her own way.
No, she's not a capable hero in her own way. She's a female reporter who just sticks to the ground stuff and does what she does best. Not, I've got superpowers. I'm a Mary Sue.
The goal here, I told the team, just make people feel like she's really capable and she's going to help save Pete. And
because, ladies and gentlemen, the lantern-jawed female who's a based as F version in the Stan Lee comics, and even Kirsten Dunst played her pretty hot and sexy in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. Yeah, you're lumbered with this version right here. It was all lantern-jawed, not remotely pretty. You got to strip all the attractiveness away, don't you? Because you can't tell kids that there is such a thing as an attractive woman outside.
But Spider-Man 2? How the fuck did they not win a single trophy? You're telling me that the man himself, Yuri Lowenthal, put on the act of his life with lines like these.
Oh boy, Spider rant over. And shall we look at the other news stories that really made me chuckle this year? The year that was 2023, ladies and gentlemen. Well, from the top of my head, in March, we had the Ebony Warrior breaking down in front of a TikTok video, because these days you either have to break down, tell somebody you've broken up with somebody who's been very, very insufferable, because, wait for it, there's a black Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. You know, that empire that J.R.R. Tolkien created because he based it on white folks around him at the time. He didn't include anybody else because, to be fair to the professor, how are you going to write about other people and races you don't know anything about yourself? But of course, Mr. Ebony Warrior breaks down and even has a go at the fans by telling them,
let you know that Aragorn is fucking black.
Of course he is.
You can't tell me shit.
Of course, this TikTok video got lots of backlash, and quite rightfully so. And this particular commenter I do agree with.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. Videos like this prove that liberals have zero original ideas of their own. Not to mention, they are openly bragging about it nowadays.
And of course we get Robin Hood from Canada, courtesy of Director X, who got real mad when people criticized this show a year beforehand.
Copy that. Here we go. Alright, this is getting serious. Oh my goodness.
We don't do the flashy.
I was one of them. He didn't criticize for some reason because I guess I don't have much clout, but that's okay. It makes me sit back, have a pina colada in one hand and another cigar in my other hand, or maybe that cigar is somewhere else, and enjoy the fruits of my success, because I had a lot of fun reviewing each of those episodes for you guys and girls out there, because again, a lot of my new subscribers came from the Robin Hood TV show. But yeah, we get this BLM version funded by a governmental office in Ottawa for this 8-run TV series, shot on the cheap so much, I think all the actual money went to Chromaz and her 38 double Ds.
And where he f***ed up at is when he touched my titties.
And on top of that, what else happened in 2023 that really made me giggle aloud? Well, of course, there was Rachel Zeggy Zegler. This woman had non-stop hits of absolute cringe this year. She even has her own YouTube channel, so I was able to be Detective Columbo, put my trench coat in, and go on into that uncharted territory to see what I would find. Well, lots of bad warbling. I'm not sure how this woman is actually a singer, if only by virtue. And quite honestly, Rachel has a lot of demons to deal with, including the fact that she really slagged off the 1937 original Snow White.
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so.
Dumb bitch.
Only to reverse that when she had an interview in front of the cameras with her BFF, Halle Bailey, who was also in the very woke Little Mermaid this year on the big screens, which didn't do very well, by the way.
Weird.
I mean, definitely pressure. The cartoon's so beloved.
There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
It's like a monumental moment in film history.
Yeah.
It was like the first feature-length cartoon movie, to the point where it won honorary Oscars and all of these amazing things that happened for that film are the
And to tell Miss Bailey that, that Snow White original from 1937 is a milestone in animation history, well, quite clearly, something's afoot at the Circle K, because why on earth would she change her mind? Well, I can tell you why. They've had to do extensive reshoots. They've had to recast the diverse dwarves and goblins of those particular countries and replace them with very tall CGI creations. I can't wait to see how that mess turned out. It will be an absolute catastrophe, I tell you. And of course, you had the Marvels with the wonderful Miss Breasty Brie Larson as the lead, with her two other co-leads, Iman Vellani and Tiona Paris, who's an absolutely shit actress. But of course, Tiona Paris was there to remind you she has black girl magic.
Hi, I'm Carol Danvers. I'm Kamala Khan, but when I'm fighting crime on the streets of Jersey City, I go by Miss Marvel.
Slap me in the face, and again, yeah. And on that one, ladies and gentlemen, if there were any other stories I neglected to tell you this week, make sure you leave a comment below and tell me what your favourite woke takes of 2023 were. And on that one, folks, if you enjoyed this video today, and I'm going to kick back and relax now and watch some more 80s films. And yeah, I've got a couple of surprises for you where that's regarding the 1980s. Leave a like below, smash that subscribe button, hit that like button one more time to tell the algorithm you absolutely love me. And if I were you, and if you were me, you better come back for the next video. And no, I haven't been in a road accident before you ask.
We took a photo because they had just announced me as Snow White. Yes. And it was...
I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.